Olga, welcome
Thank
to
you.
Conversations for Change. I really appreciate you coming on because I know how busy your schedule is, and obviously I follow you, but for the audience and the followers, can you tell us who Olga McAteer is?
So I own McAteer Solutions estate agents, and I have been going maybe now 7 years, and I have a few offices across the north. So as I said, Grace, going 7 years as a estate agent, mum of five, engaged, divorced, and live life to the max. And I probably work 7 days a week at the minute.
Absolutely.
So that's a wee bit about me.
How did McAteer Solutions come about?
It come about by pure probably accident. I always worked in the construction sector for like 25, 30 years before that, and the crash, remember, happened in 2007, 2008, and I got into helping people through a very firefighting time of the crash. So I sort of saw what was happening in the market, and people unfortunately were about to maybe lose their house and financial crisis, and a lot of problems were happening at that time. And I was working to help people as a consultant during that time to hold on to the house and hold on to their assets, hold on to their land. So I saw what was happening in the market, and I saw what estate agents were doing, saw what the banks were doing, saw what insolvency practitioners were doing, and I thought, I was in and out of the courts for 10 years during all that time, and I saw what was happening, and I said it's some of the things I didn't agree with, and I thought things could have been done better. So just by complete and utter the passion and the value and to do something and to change it. So it was just about to change real estate. So I went for my property certificate, got it, and went back to university. Didn't do real estate, but did a master's in business administration, and had a divorce during all that time, and which was all horrendous, all happening at the one time, but good, because out of bad, I always say, comes good. So I fell into real estate it was meant to be. I always say you're always meant to be in your journey for a reason. Out of all these things, something happens. So I started the business to make a change in real estate because I did not agree with the values and the morals and the principles that were within real estate. So we're going 7 years. It worked. I did change real estate. I have an amazing team that work for us, but McAteers were created out of the crash, really. So the crash was how many years ago? 2007, 2008. Yeah. Continued on to work in construction for 10 years, and then created McAteer Solutions with all my knowledge and all my experience, because I could take it into the practice. And I do believe that we're probably more than estate agents, because we care, there's values, there's morals, there's principles, and we actually help people just not to sell their property. We fix problems, and that's why I named it McAteer Solutions, because we were more than estate agents. So that happened all out of a whole pile of really bad things happening in the market at that time, and with my marriage breaking down, and just a whole financial mess.
But I love that, because I think your pain is definitely your purpose. So you seen the gap in that time, and you seen what was needed to the industry, and that's what you've brought. But I mean, you just need to look over social media now, and it's McAteers everywhere. Like, you are really leading at the moment.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't see myself as leading it, but we are, because we're based in Tunbridge, we're based in Derry now, we're based in Armagh, a new branch opened in Armagh. We opened a sub-branch in London to get into the UK market, and we had an office in Belfast, which we're now relocating. So a lot's happening, and we're growing. So we have grew in like very quickly in the last, say, 12 to 24 months. The team has doubled in size, and we're recruiting more people for Armagh currently at the minute. So what was the question you said to me? What was
just your pain is your purpose? Yeah.
So our purpose, and it come out of the pain. So, but it was because I was passionate. So I believe that if you really, really can make a change to people's lives, and do a really good job and be a good person and do the job right and have no underlying issues and no corruption and do right by people, because that's what people buy from people. And that's why you're seeing McAteer Solutions all over the north, and there are going to be more signs going across the north, because that's our business model. And you know, we come into real estate, as I said to you, to make a change, because there was a terrible bad name for estate agents. And trying to change people's mindset, oh, she's going to be like the rest of them and whatever, that took years to change. I had to prove that we were different from every other real estate agent. We succeeded to do that. So we have to keep innovating all the time. We have to keep growing the team. We have to keep like spreading our wings across the north. But that's my entrepreneurial self, because that's my belief, that's my vision, that's my plan. And that has not been easy. So everybody thinks, you know, it's easy, she's got to where she is. Every day is firefighting. And it's not easy. And I have a great team. I delegate now. I have a mentor, which is absolutely fantastic. I would advise anybody that was life-changing for me to get a mentor, because I needed to be answerable to someone. So I had to learn to work-life balance, because my work-life balance was horrendous. Because I was working 7 days per week, but you were growing the business. So you know, people say to you, oh, it's only a 9-to-5 job. It's not a 9-to-5, and you can't grow your business 9-to-5. No. But you can learn to strategically time manage your day better. You can maybe take a half day off, but I was working in the business a lot. Now I've took a step back to work on the business, and I understand how to do that now. So it's delegating, growing the team, watching the numbers, finances, because as you grow, your finances get tighter. So you have a lot more stress, and you know, there'll be dips, that'll be like waves, you'll go up and down with your cash flow, and it's able to manage your cash flow to allow you to grow. So there's lots of pain moments, but at the same time, that's how you grow. If it's easy, everybody would be doing it. And I always say, if it comes easy, it goes easy. So you have to manage the pain points, firefight all the time, because you'll never grow. And if you don't take risks, like I've took massive risks as the past 24 months. I've opened 2 new branches in the last, say, 3-4 months. Did I plan to do that? Yes, but not as fast. So, but there was right moments. I just thought right premises come up, because we don't buy over companies. We create our own model. So a lot of the estate agents at the minute are buying over other estate agents. We're not like that, because it's my morals and my vision and my principles. I don't believe that everybody has the same principles and morals. So for me to go in to change that would be harder. So that's our business model. But we'll talk about later the blue sea and the strat. I could talk forever.
But I love that, because you said about delegating it, and I'm all about, you know, stop not working in your business, but start working on it, because I've done that massively. But there's a thing that I use, a term, and it's the 3 Ds, and it's ditch it, do it, or delegate it.
Yes.
And that's how you create more time then to do these things and grow your business. So I love everything you're saying there. Can you share a pivotal moment in your life that shaped you into who you are today?
I would say there has been not just one, but several, because that can define me as a person and business person, mother, everything. I think because I've had such a hard life. I was divorced many years ago, maybe 13-14 years ago, and that was a pivotal moment in my life. I was single mother with 5 children. I was struggling financially, which was horrendous, but I'm not the only person that went through that. So from a pivotal point, probably the day that I walked away from my marriage was pivotal to me, because I had enough. So financially, I had very little money. It was like hand to mouth every Friday, from payday to payday to payday, to get the children, you know, fed, roof over there, and I'm being totally honest. It was hand to mouth every week to get to A to B to C to E. But I knew I would, because I'm that strong a person. So I probably become stronger the day that I left my marriage, because it was holding me down.
Yeah.
So that was a pivotal time for me, because then I started to grow as a person. I was able to grow my business, strategically my career, my life. I was fit to smile again. I was, a better person. And that's the moment for me whenever I probably realised in my life at that time, enough was enough of that, because I had put up with enough. So pivotal moment then, and pivotal moment probably was whenever I realised to start McAteer Solutions. So there were several. There was the breakdown of my marriage. There was going back to university. There was, you were getting stronger. There was survival every week. You were saving your money, because I started the business from nothing. So there was no bank lending to me. I was a divorcee. It was just financial crisis, trying to keep a roof above my head, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to rear children, because I was getting no financial support from my ex-husband. There was no money coming there. So that made me out who I am today. It was, and I don't see that. I look back and think, how did I ever survive it? I did. And I'm the better person for it today, because it made me stronger. And if I hadn't have done all those things, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have had my children either, 5 kids. And that was a real struggle, to rear 5 children and on one wage.
Yeah.
But it was done.
But it's nice to hear that, because there's going to be people watching this who's in that same situation, that's maybe stuck in that relationship. And I've been there.
Yes.
I've had the same kind of story.
Yeah.
And as soon as I let that go, my world just, it started then. But there's going to be people listening to that. And what would you say, like you're saying that you were basically living week to week, struggling for money. There is people that need to hear that. So what advice would you give to those people right now?
There is always light at the tunnel, always, and that you will always survive, always. You just do with less. So you take, as my mentor said to me last week, there's a podcast, or not, it's not a podcast, it's a video. Is it The Rocks?
Don't you be advertising another podcast here.
It's Stephen, is it Coveney? Is it The Rocks? It's where he puts all the rocks in a jar and he puts in the stones in the sand. Did you ever see that one?
No.
It's about time managing. So it's getting your priorities right.
Yes.
So there is always light, no matter what life throws at you. And I continuously always get hits all the time, but it's how you deal with it. Absolutely. And because I think I've realised in my life that I had it so hard, I appreciate everything that I've got to. So speaking of talking about hard times, to any man or woman out there that is in a bad marriage, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Get out. Just get out. Even if you've no money, I had no money, because I got there. I got from A to B to C. And this is where I am today, because of passion, resilience. And that's not easy for everybody. And believe me, I was on the floor, and my friends around me, my family around me to help me up. But I'm going to tell you this story. I always had these goals in life, to get my degree. So I instead of going for a degree, then I went for a master's degree. Like, I never thought I'd ever have a master's. Never thought I'd have my own business, and now I do. And then it was, I remember after I split, my ex-partner, this is very raw, he took, I remember I left with the family car, and I remember him taking the car off me, and I had 5 kids to him, and he took the car off me, left me with no car. This is how bad it was, and I had a rough time. And I remember, I think I had maybe like a £500 or something in the bank, and I had no car, so I had to get the children from home to school to the childminder, because I wasn't in any benefits. I was working, so it was, you probably would have been probably better off in benefits, but I couldn't have been on benefits because it wasn't in my nature. And I remember the car was took off me. It was a lovely Jeep, And I went up to my mummy and daddy at the time and I says, I have to leave back this car. Now, the car was ours, so it was, but it was a really troubling time. It was a really nasty divorce. So I just parked the car in my father's yard and I says, well, if he wants the car, he can come and get it. So I went up to Logan Hamill's in, it's outside Cross Keys. And I remember taking mummy and daddy's car up to Logan Hamill's to try and get myself a car. And I had £500 in the bank. So I thought, what am I going to get for £500? It's not very much. Yeah. So I went into Logan Hamill and I says to him, where's the cheapest car you have in this yard? And he says to me, Olga, go down to the very bottom in the corner, very bottom of the yard. And I love telling this story. And it was a pivotal moment in my life as well, because I went down to the bottom of the yard and I seen this red, tingy, shitty looking Passat. And I said to myself, Volkswagen is a really good model. And it was something like maybe 14 or 15 years of age. But my daddy had been a Volkswagen mechanic. And I said, if anything goes wrong with that car, my father will be fit to fix that. So there was a hole in the floor. And I went and I back up to Logan and I says to him, how much is that car? I remember it was £999 in the window. And I said to him, how much will you take for the red Passat? I didn't even test drive it. I had no choice. It was the cheapest car in the yard. And he said to me, I said to him, will you take 900? And he says, no. So he did a deal for 950, which always meet in the middle. And we did a deal for 950. And I said to him, I'll be back in half an hour to an hour and I'll pick up that car. So I went down to mummy and daddy again and I said to my father, I says, can you lend me £450? I said, I have 500. Now, my mother and father would like, they weren't poor, they'd be comfortable. But I didn't want to ask, it was principle, I didn't want to ask my mum and daddy for the whole land because it was, I'm going to get myself out of this. So what happened was, I asked my father for a lend of £450. Paid back up again, paid Logan Hamill the £950, and I said to my father, I'll pay you back that £450 if you give me a month to pay it back. Now, I knew my father was never going to take the £450, but it was the principle of me to pay back that because I wanted to be self-sufficient. Yeah. And I drove that car jumped out of a Land Rover, or what was it, Land Cruiser, jumped into a lovely 13 to 14-year-old red Passat, drove that so proudly because it got me and the children from A to B. And that was a rough time. But I paid my father back the £450 because it was the principle, because I need to get to A, B, C and D. So those were pivotal moments in my life. And I remember saying to myself, will I ever get to the stage where I'm fit till, maybe 5 or 10 years time, get a better car? But it wasn't about the car. Yeah. It was just about getting from A to B to C. Getting a loaf on the table, getting bread, or simple things, because I got no help. Yeah. So, my ex-partner wasn't helping me. There was no money. My ex-in-laws weren't helping me. There was nothing. It was all about survival. But the problem was, as I was getting stronger, they did not like that because my life had changed for the better. But until you go through that whole process, it was all about survival for me. And I'm here today.
You're here and you're owning it.
And I'm owning it. And to build a business, to have, and there's times that you look back and you think, how and under God did you survive? Yeah. Because I was going through a really nasty divorce. I was in the courts for 10 years with my ex-husband. He was legal aided. I wasn't legal aided. So he had this big financial whip to whip me. So even though I was still left the marriage, he's still financially abusing me through the legal aid system, which I think that the legal aid system needs to change, because I know he was working, but he was still getting legal aid. So to me, where was the justice in that? Where was the justice in the law to allow that to happen? Because I was maybe paying guts of £40,000 to £50,000, also trying to rear the children. So this big financial legal aid stick was being promoted. So I don't believe in that. I think that there's room for improvement in the legal aid system to allow something like that to carry on, because that was like financial abuse. had continued on after the marriage for 10 years because I was paying a solicitor and I was rearing the children and my ex-partner was getting legal aid. So
but I mean that's
that's
pushed
not
you
good.
to what you've done today.
So that made me stronger. So even though they think they were still financially abusing you, it was actually making me stronger. So the more hits I was getting, I was taking the hit, going forward, taking another hit, going forward, and yet still trying to rear my children as best I could. I had to go out to work every day. I couldn't be a sit-at-home mum. I couldn't live in benefits because it just wasn't my nature, because I wanted to better myself. I wanted to be stronger, and I like style. I like a few holidays. I'm normal. So to me, and again, it was for my children to show them, you know, this is what life is all about. You get up out of your bed every day, you go to your work, you go and do a good job, and that you just help people on your journey. And believe me, I've helped more people than enough. On the journey, people say to me, you're so inspirational. They don't know half of it, but that's only a snippet of it, Grace. But, you know, it's made me who I am today. It was a really tough journey. And still to this day, like I still would get, you know, abuse, you know, still to this day.
Yeah, that's difficult. And that was my next question. Like, what is the hardest thing that you've had to deal with in your business and how you've overcome it? And that could even be like the personal issues or the struggles there. So how do you overcome and how do you continue with your business and show up every day, you know?
So I jump out of bed every day. There's not a day that I have never jumped out of my bed. I think it's just in me. I'm just that type of person where I'm a go-getter. Nothing breaks me down. Yes, I'll have a wee cry moment for maybe half an hour or something, but that's my release button. So, but you need to release. So, but in business, I love business. I love my work. I love what I do, but that's why we're successful, because you have to love it. You have to be passionate. There's the values behind it. There's the principles. You're out doing a really good job. You're working for the people. We're a people team. All them things, because I don't chase money. So money's not my, you know, it's not my...
The money's the good part.
Money's a good part, yes, when you do a good job, yes. But money is not my goal. The goal is to grow the business, grow the team, grow the values, the brand, the morals. And yes, the money then comes whenever you're successful. But money doesn't excite you. No, it's the chase of the next deal. It's keeping your clients happy. That's what gives me the kick. But I honestly jump out of bed every day. I don't know how I did it for years, but it's in my nature. I'm a positive person. I'm an extrovert. I'm not, you know, I'm that type of person. And I think because I got life so hard and I knew it was like it was bread and butter for years. And now I know what it's like to have something. Like now before, like as I said to you about the time I bought the 14 to 15-year-old Passat, now I don't have to worry about my bank account. I don't have to, I can stick the hole in the wall card in the hole in the wall, know I'm going to get money out. Don't get me wrong, there's still tough times. And I just appreciate life. I appreciate everything in life, my team, my family. And it's been rough for my family because no family wants their mummy and daddy to separate, but it was out of my control to a certain point. I just had enough. But my family struggled that time and my children were pulled, which is not easy. So you just have to zip the lips and let them find themselves and know that you've always done right by them and right by yourself as well. So it's tough, but to anybody, life is good.
But I think you do have a lot more gratitude. I know as my business is growing, because I knew it was a hard build from the ground. Like I had nothing, one GCSE, bit of cash in hand. You know, I went and done my last course, and now I'm sitting with this. But you really do appreciate every single client you have, everybody you can help.
Oh yeah.
you know, and I think, like, we bought our house off you just in September,
Yes.
and coming down to pick up the keys, you had the bag with the wee, you know, the
bottle,
Prosecco and all
and the
inside,
key,
and I just thought, you don't get that anywhere else.
No, I know.
And I could tell, like, you had so much gratitude for your customers and stuff,
Aye.
but you were amazing. Like, I remember you've been straight into the WhatsApps, and every day you were giving us updates, and that really helped, because sometimes whenever you're waiting the 3 or 4 months on that key handover and everything happening,
Yeah.
you're kind of just, you're just a bit lost. But we really found it helpful getting
Aye.
all your wee updates and all,
Aye.
and we didn't get that anywhere else.
Because your property that you were purchasing off us wasn't the easiest of, you know, it wasn't an easy,
No.
but we tried to make it as easy and as transitional as
you
possible. But the key was to update you. If you asked a question, but people buy from people. So communication is key. And I always, like, any of the team members are always so communicative.
Brilliant.
And we answer back emails, we ring back, we do WhatsApp messages, but they're small things, but a lot of them don't do that. And those are the wee things, but I think, why are they not doing it? Because if there's something to hide, we have nothing to hide. And I always say, just be upfront with people, be honest with people, be honest with yourself, and don't tell lies. Lies drive me completely crazy. And because you get caught out when you tell a lie. So I always say, tell the truth. If there's a problem or there's a delay, just tell the client, because if you tell a lie, you're going to get caught out. So it's no magic potion.
Yeah, and that's done well for your business, being like that,
being
definitely.
like that, because you have to be respected, you have to be valued, and if we just tell the truth. So, and if there's a delay, you tell them there's going to be a delay, but you try to make the delays as short as possible. But some things are out of our control, but you'll tell the client it's out of our control, and you'll keep them informed of every A, B, and C pinpoint. But that's business, you know, and that's for every business. That's just not for real estate. So,
but like you're saying that like it comes so natural, and that's what you do. But there's a lot of businesses don't operate like that, and this is the difference, I think.
But that's different because they're not valued, and they have the wrong morals, and they have the wrong principles. So it comes back to the same thing again: value, morals, and principles, and tell people the truth, because we've nothing to hide. So if you just be upfront and honest with your people, with your team, you've nothing to worry about. So it's like, I can go down any street, anywhere in the world, just not Northern Ireland, anywhere, and know that I have done right by every client. A lot of people can't do that. Like, I can put my face to my brand. A lot of people can't do that. But that's because it was in our roots, was the value, the principles, the morals, to make a change in real estate and to do it right. So that's easy.
You are making change, that's for sure. That's for sure. What's been one of the best things that's happened in your business so far?
I think probably the growth. So it's all been natural growth. Nobody handed me a blank check and said, go for it. Everything has been natural. As I said to you, it's been from the bottom. Now we're growing nicely. I always say you have to be very careful in business, because you could fall off your perch very easily. So don't get above yourself, stay grounded. But for me, best thing in the business was the growth, the natural growth. So we're 7 years in, and it's exciting. It's exciting for the team, it's exciting for me, it's exciting for my family. My mother probably is the biggest advocate. She's probably the biggest worrier about me. I have a mentor, and getting that mentor was priceless. So
what do they do for you? Because I've had mentors, and my business and my life wouldn't be where it's at today without it. So
my mentor will meet me like a couple of times, like every 2 months. So we'll sit down, and it's like sitting in front of the headmaster. So that's where I'm working on the business. So you have to plan your vision, your morals, your principles, everything. Put it all down in writing and have a strategic plan. So I have a 10-year plan for the business, and that's you doing your numbers, your KPIs, all those things. We put in new systems into work. We put in a new CRM system. We put in a new accounts package. We have 2 accounts packages. Lots of things for time management. So and he will sit down with me every 2 months, and he will say where he think I'm going wrong. But to be fair, he's very like me, and that's why he's my mentor. He's a big CEO, and because I remember one time I was at an event and he was speaker at it, and I was on this Grow It program at the time with a woman in business, and Diane, one of the mentors on that day, said, to us, you need to get yourselves a mentor, girls. And I went, okay. This ping light bulb moment come on in my head from a thing that happened to me at an event. And I was at an event up in Queens in Belfast, and this person was on the panel, and they were sitting in the front row of the panel. This is because the industry that I'm in is very male dominated. Yeah. And there's very rarely any woman, I could probably maybe mention 5 that I only know of in the north. So the point of this story is he was one of the speakers at the event, and we were sponsor at the next event, because your name, your big logo come up on the screen, and I thought, oh God, isn't that great to see our logo up in Queens? And you get excited because it's a proud moment. So what happened was he was speaking, but there was a panel of people at the front row of all, it was the top, all the speakers. And what happened was someone turned around to him and said to him, whenever our logo went up on the big screen in Queens, who is backing her, right? So I didn't know this until he came down the back to speak to me. So he came down the back and he said to me, you're doing great, and so on and so forth, because it was a local person. And I says, yes, but he said, you never guess what somebody after just saying to me there. And I went, what? And he says, they're only after saying to me, who's backing that girl? And he corrected them. So he says, do you ever think that girl backed herself from hard work? So I knew, this ping moment went off my head whenever Diane in our Women in Business program says you need to get yourself a mentor. I knew from that day that man had my back. So he turned around to that person and said to them, you ever think that girl has got herself to where she is with Sheer? But they just thought that somebody had been backing me. It wasn't somebody had backed me. I'd worked until I got to where I am. And I remember coming down the road out of Belfast that day, and I turned around to Rushy, and Rushy and I were partnering in the Women in Business, and she had picked someone for her to mentor her. Well, I couldn't get out of Belfast quick enough, because I thought, how am I going to ask this person to be my mentor? So we come out of Belfast and pulled into the Applegreen, at Temple Patrick. Yeah. And I couldn't get onto my phone quick enough, and I had his mobile number because he was a client, and I went into my WhatsApp and I asked him to be my mentor. I was in this Women in Business group, and within 10 seconds, I had a response. I would be so proud to mentor you.
Amazing.
So it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So this person is so entrepreneurial. Okay, they're a big, large CEO, but they're so down to earth. They have the same traits. Yeah. They have the same morals, the same values. They're grounded. They're a people person, and just like me, but they seen themselves in me, and I saw myself in them. So it was a pivotal moment also to get a mentor. But you pay for that mentor, but every penny's worth it. But that was a pivotal moment for our business growth, to have a mentor, because it was the scale, because I was scaling. So that's scary, and it's knowing what risks to take. And there's things that I don't even run past him, and the next minute I'll go, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this, and he'll go, thumbs up, great job. He says, that's you scaling. And then he'll say, you need to do this now and this, because you don't realise how fast you're going to grow. So, and that's right. And I'm thinking, going, geez, we're going really fast, because they've been in the same position. And he says, you need to now, draw the line. And then it's like a big wave up and down.
Would you be one who nearly takes the action first and then thinks about it?
Yeah. I am very like that. But entrepreneurs do that.
Yeah.
So, and that's risk, because you don't grow.
Yeah.
So you have to do those things, because if I didn't do those, I would be cross at myself, because I'd be thinking, what if? So I'd rather fail at something, I'd rather try it and fail, but to be fair, I don't fail because I don't let myself fail. I will work my socks off until I get to where I need to be. But that's why you're successful, because you don't let yourself fail. So no matter how hard it gets, you keep going.
Yeah. So what would you say to business owners that are comfortable at the minute and kind of just staying and doing what they're doing? Because obviously there's fear with every bit of goal that you have and taking that step forward. You feel the fear, but you do it anyway. So
you see the minute that you jump, right? And it's the same for me, because I feel the fear all the time. But the fear is where you grow.
Absolutely.
So you might feel a little bit sick in your stomach. You might have sleepless nights, but that is where the growth is.
That was us last night on this podcast.
I know. So that's where the growth is.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you stay the same, you are going to get run over. You have to keep moving forward, and you have to keep taking the steps up the ladder. Don't take don't take 3 steps at a time. Take 1, and then you'll realize once you take the first one, you take the second, you take the third, you take the fourth, the fifth. You might maybe wobble in one for a little while, but you stay wobbling and you stay strong, and then you go again and you go again and again. And that was my business model always, to never ever give up. Now there's times where cash flow has been tight, you grinded more, you grew, and that's when you grow. So our work's seasonal. So there's times in the year where the cash flow will be tighter because we're growing. So everything's been natural. I've never got any bank loans. No one's ever helped me. It's all been natural. So therefore, it's great feeling. But see, whenever you take that jump, you realize I did the right thing. Yeah. So the fear is actually really good. So to feel the fear and make the jump, you go, wow. So I have said wow so many times in the past couple of years, like, wow, we've made, I never dreamt whenever I opened up my business that I would have, 5 bases.
So when you feel that fear, you almost get used to it, and then instantly you're just like, this is a good thing, this is a good sign. Yeah.
But you strategically, you don't financially abuse the business. You have to crunch the numbers at the same time. But if you have the belief and the vision to take the fear on and make the jump, that's where exciting things happen. And that's where growth is. And a lot of people don't do that. Yeah. But we have been doing it, and it has worked. But you have to be really careful at the same time, because you have to crunch the numbers. Because you don't want to put the business at risk, and you don't want to put your team at risk. Yeah. So everybody is all in the one vision, and everybody, whenever I have a management meeting in the company, the staff will say to me, oh my God, what is she doing next? But that's where you grow. Yeah. And that's why everybody...
So you share your vision and goal with the team?
Always. Yeah. So you have to bring the team with you, because it won't work. Yeah. You have to bring everybody with you. Even my partner, sometimes I don't even tell...
The sign man.
Sign man, yeah. Donald, God love him. Yeah. Half the things I don't even tell my mother, my Donald, I don't tell him half the things. It's like if I go and find premises, I might go to them premises myself and then say, I might walk into a premise and find it, take 10 minutes around it and say, I'll take it. But that's where you grow, because no one else is going to make them decisions for me. So
and I think it's very hard to speak to someone who maybe doesn't have a business, because they're not going to give you the advice that you need to hear as well.
No.
So,
and it's not easy.
No.
So don't think, McAteer Solutions have grew to where they are with it been easy.
It's been hard.
It has been really hard work, but I loved it. So, and that's why I keep on growing. Yeah. But I love it. I just love my job. And someone says to me one time, somebody asked somebody else, who loves their job? Who can you put your hand up? And 5 or 6 people said, Olga McAteer loves her job. Because
you can see that too. Yeah.
So whenever you love something, it's natural. Yeah. So everything's natural. There's no fakeness. I keep it real, and I go on odd wee rant now and again on social media.
You do. You do, but that's normal.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Where do you see McAteer Solutions in the next 5 years?
So, well, again, that's the vision for the company, that we will be all Ireland, all like South. We will be a brand all Ireland and the UK.
Amazing.
Like across the water.
And I have no doubt that you will hit
Well,
that goal.
we're working on that.
You're getting there quick.
Yeah.
What's one bit of advice you would give the audience if they are thinking about starting their own business?
I would say to anybody, if you have a passion for something and you believe in it, so you have to have the belief, the passion and the vision. Just don't start up a company to make money.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
No.
You have to be different, and there has to be a change. Why are you doing it? So, and be genuine, no corruption, and just go for it. If you love something and you feel that you can make a difference to someone, and you have the passion behind that product or service, whatever it is, go for it. Now, I know a lot of people do follow me for the inspiration, because I'm very inspirational, but I just say to any man or woman, go for it.
Yeah.
But don't jeopardize your financial, end if you have a family. Crunch your numbers. Just don't jump out of a really well-paid job and just open your own business, because a lot of people do it wrong. Strategically, if I started McAteer's, I was keeping 2 jobs at the one time to let it grow naturally, and then I stepped back and went into McAteer's full time because I was able to. So go for it. If you believe in yourself, the vision, the passion, the value, it has to be reputable. You will always succeed no matter what.
Yeah, love that. Brilliant. Who inspires you and why?
Who inspires me? There's no one person that really inspires me. There's several. And, I'm going to say myself, because of what I've come through as the past 15 years. I inspire myself every day. My team inspire me all the time. I go into work every morning, I look at my team and I think every one of them are working for the brand, to better themselves, to grow their own roles within the company. My team, my mother, my family, my friends, all different types of friends. There's no one person that I just love life. And I'm a good person. So my mentor inspires me. I would run things past him. If I'm getting through a tough day, I'll text, or for instance, I texted yesterday because he had sent me a WhatsApp of a video, an inspirational video, because he probably knew I was going through a rough time last week in life and business. So them things inspire me, but people that, just genuine people.
Yeah.
I hate fake people.
Yeah.
Not I hate them. I just hate people that's out to try and get you or get people. I just can't. There's not a jealous bone in my body.
Yeah.
I love to see people doing well. I love to help people, because that's genuinely who I am. I'm just a natural person, and there's not a bad bone in my body. I just can't understand why people, are either jealous or selfish, or I just don't get it.
It is. You get that in the industry. It's very competitive, and I think I'm at that place now where I want real conversations. Hence why the podcast has been created.
So, I just get on with life.
Yeah.
And I've realised if somebody has a problem with me, that's not me.
That's not your problem.
So it's them.
Yeah.
So I just keep doing what I do every day. Get out of the bed, go and do your day's work, rear my family as best I can. Mind you, they're all growing up now. My twins are 18, so they're reared. And my eldest is 30, so we have 30, 28, 26, and twins are 18. But inspires me. I inspire myself every day.
Love that. Brilliant. What keeps you motivated during difficult times? I think we touched on that, but like, what keeps you motivated?
The buzz.
So last week you had a bad week.
So last week, so it was knowing that there was light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's just, you get out of bed every day. You go and you grind and you grind and you grind and you time manage and you delegate and you delegate and you delegate. And delegation is the key to success. But, and Donald, God help him, I bounce things off him. He's my other half.
When's the wedding? Is the date
No.
Are we allowed to talk about the wedding?
No. So, like, he's an angel. Oh my God, how he puts up with me,
great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's totally the opposite to me. So he's very relaxed and chill and dry wit. I'm like out there. And then my mother, who keeps me grounded, and she'll be, oh God, Olga, should you open that next office? And I'm bouncing it off my mentor, and he's saying she's only worried for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just bounce out of bed every day. I just get on with it. I don't delve deep into things.
Yeah.
I deal with all the big things first. I rip the plaster off so I deal with all the issues first, deal with it, troubleshoot, move on, deal with it, get it done.
Love that.
So I don't dwell on things.
Yeah.
Before I probably might have panicked more, but I deal with pressure now better.
And that never changes.
Never changes.
No matter how successful you are. Or...
Yeah, how small or how big your business is.
Yeah.
That's the same pressure points in life and business. Same as everybody else. It's how you deal with them. So I'm very positive, I'm strong, and that's where I am.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. How can our audience support your work or connect with you further?
Okay. Well, they can just sell or rent their
What's
property.
your Instagram handle?
It's Olga McAteer Solutions. And then Facebook, McAteer Solutions. And then I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a really big one for us. It's just follow Olga McAteer. And our webpage, McAteersolutions.co.uk.
And just before we wrap it up, I do have a little fun quick round.
Okay.
So you just have to give me your answer as quick as possible. No conversation, because I know you like to chat.
Unfortunately.
So, flat white or tea?
Flat white.
Buns or Prosecco?
Oh. Prosecco.
Business or home?
Ooh.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I know what I meant
What
to
you meant
answer.
to say?
Business.
Trainers or heels?
Oh, heels.
City life or country life?
Country.
Gucci or Louis Vuitton?
Oh, Louis Vuitton.
No show or a complainer?
Oh, a no show.
Ooh. Treadmill or sofa?
Oh, sofa.
That's all I have. Is there anything you would like to say before we wrap it up?
Oh, well, thank you for being your
so
first
welcome.
podcast. And I wish you every success.
Thank you.
And I think it's great to see it. And I think more people should be like yourself to help change and be better at themselves. But no, I wish you luck, Grace.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking forward
much.
to all
It's
your
been amazing
remaining
having you on.
podcasts.
It's been fun. Thank you so much.